crazy people who still think the government brought down the Twin Towers in a controlled explosion have to stop pretending that I'm the one who's being naive.
So are you just, personally of the opinion, I mean, not obviously you can't speak for the CIA or your previous activities with the agency, but are you of the opinion that there was an aspect of inside job to 9/11 within the U.S. government?
There's that possibility. The evidence points at it.
And why is it not being investigated?
Why isn't the WMD story being investigated? Why isn't anybody been held accountable for 9/11? We held people accountable after Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why has there been no change of command? Why has there been no political repercussions? Why has there been no any sort of exposure on this? It really makes you wonder.
Stop asking me to raise this ridiculous topic on the show and start asking your doctor if Paxil is right for you.
I did not want to believe that my government could possibly be involved in such a thing.
Absolutely, I don't think any of us want to.
I couldn't live in a country that I thought could do that.
Exactly.
That would be the ultimate betrayal.
Sure.
Then, however, there's been so many revelations that now I have my doubts. And chief among them is the Building 7. How did they rig that building so that it came down on the evening of the day?
Are you referring to the Larry Silverstein statement to pull it and the way that it all came down? Absolutely.
How convenient.
Yes.
When did they rig that building?
Why? And then once you...
That's the most curious question, and I have not received a satisfactory answer. If somebody could give me an answer for how you rig that building and then bring it down on the day.
That is a curiosity, isn't it?
That's the one thing that I have not gotten a satisfactory answer from anyone.
And you are a nutcase, Building 7. Yet.
But you don't think Bin Laden knocked down the World Trade Center?
Absolutely not.
Come on.
I don't.
You know
and I'm not,
That's where you lose me.
Hey, listen.
And I'm so on your side, but you know what?
Any barbershop, I am so not alone. I'm so not alone.
That doesn't mean you're right.
At the World Trade Center, 3 buildings came down like demolition, and 2 of them were hit by a plane. But the third one, they said, "Do you want us to pull it?" And they pulled it, and it looked just like the other 2. Those things bother me.
But, I mean, a controlled demolition, wouldn't they have had to have planted a lot of demolitions in the building? Wouldn't have someone seen that?
Listen, the fact that the 9/11 investigation went from the moment the planes hit to the moment that the buildings fell, and nothing before and nothing after, I think makes that investigation completely illegitimate. If you're going to do a crime investigation, you have to find motive, you have to find, there has to be and we didn't follow that.
Yes, exactly.
It was quickly pushed away, obviously.
Sure, the evidence was removed from the crime scene.
There's no evidence, the biggest crime scene.
Listen to this. 36% of the American people think it is very likely or somewhat likely that 9/11 was an inside job. They're conspiracy theorists who think that the towers may have been brought down by a controlled demolition.
And isn't that strange that no one has seen we've seen the planes go into the Twin Towers in New York, 1,000 times over. We've never seen the plane hit the Pentagon. And what I said was, having filmed before at the Pentagon and noticing how the roof of the Pentagon and the parking lot and the grounds of the Pentagon, there must be 100 video cameras surrounding the Pentagon, at least, if not more.
Yeah.
And so there's footage of that plane hitting the building from numerous angles, and yet we've never seen the footage. Why is that? That's been my question now for 3.5 years. Why is that? I think it's a legitimate question to ask. In asking the question, I'm not suggesting that there wasn't a plane that hit the Pentagon. I'm just saying there's a reason why the United States government does not want the world to see plane hitting the Pentagon, and I'd like to know why that is.
Anyway.
You have good friends.
That one's not mine.
Oh.
You know, I definitely think that we don't know the truth. We weren't told the truth. The investigation was just a sham, you know. How can people testify not under oath? You know, so many valid questions and good questions weren't even asked. So I am an advocate for a new investigation, that's for sure. And everywhere I go, my audiences are filled with 9/11 truth people. And I really honor your commitment to finding the truth.
You know what that's all about? Of all the things I've said, and believe me, I've said a lot of things, as you all know, that could get my head on a block. The one that they protest about out here is the people who think that the World Trade Center was a controlled explosion. You see, in that instance, I'm actually defending President Bush.
In Pennsylvania, the plane that went down, it was just a hole in the ground. There wasn't any wreckage. There wasn't any skid marks. There wasn't any tear in the earth. And no one's ever really found out about that. So every place, there's questions.
If this was a microcosm of America, I'd vote for Rudy Giuliani at this point.
No, you know.
If I could talk about that puppy.
Oh,
I know
you
that
were
we
spending
have to.
time with the evil puppy.
Ratatouille, the movie.
Yeah.
But the thing is there was a puppy. You saw it.
Evil puppy, yeah.
I was just holding it. I wanted to see if I could do it for the segment and talk about the most controversial political material, but hold the puppy. I think 9/11 was an inside job. but hold up, the puppy.
So no one can get mad at whatever you're saying.
Yeah. That George Bush, the worst president in history. You know what I mean? And everybody's like, oh,
even big Bush supporters would be like, oh, the puppy. I can't get too mad.
Because, you know, a lot of people either.
The entire thing, never in the history of the world has a building fallen from a fire into its own footprint, eliminating the core, 25 steel beams. Really, impossible, physics-wise, impossible. Hard to say.